When you go to NightCafe Studio, it'll just redirect you over to creator.nightcafe.studio. So you can log in or you can create an account. When you get in the first time, this is what you will see. It has, over here on the left, it has the create panel, and that's where you can go in and you can click browse all models. And it has all these Flux models, Ideogram, Dream Shaper, Google Imagine, DALL-E, Recraft. And it also has video ones like Kling 1.6 Runway, which I think is the best. But it can be whatever you want. I mean, it's got a lot of different things, different types of image generators. And this site basically is, look, it's got real cartoons. Some of these I've never heard of, but it's fun to go in and play with them. So, just going down through the list here. So you can see that there are quite a bit of different type of image generators that you can use out here. So the other thing is, if you go to My Models, that'll show when you have ones, and then here's Community Models. And so here's all the LoRa Flux ones that people have created. So those are pretty neat. I think you've got to go in to use those. Let's see. I think it's more of just the LoRa Flux is for the style, not for your image. So I'm not sure how you would, if you could combine those together, but something to check out in the future. Also, well, I am going to log out of this and get into mine so I can show you some more. So when I log in, I get a little bit more stuff. So over here on the right are some of the images I've created. And as you can see, I like to create several images at the same time. So some of them won't even let you, but you know, you can tell it, like this one right here, which I did for the video you all saw. You can go in there and just look through your images, and what it produces at first is it'll give you 9 images if that's what you want, or 4 or whatever. And so, and then you go down here and then you can just click through them, and if there's one that you like, you can click the eye here, and it will save it to the front as mine is right here. So there's an AI, you edit and enhance, you can duplicate that one, you can evolve it. Or the one I use most of the time is download. The submit to challenge is where they have all these challenges for money. And not money, for credits. Credits is money. All right, also you can see how many credits you have. You can see your plan and whatever. Let's get into how did I create this image to get to my video. So when you hit the create button to create your Flux LoRa model, you click on browse all models. It'll first bring you up with the checkpoints with all the ones that I was showing you previously. There are community models, but then you want my models. So there's ones that I created for myself, and then I have a female spokesperson also that I plan on using in some ads. To create your LoRa model, you'll hit fine tune, and then you could do styles, which is what most of those my community ones are, or for yourself you could use face, or for anybody else. So I went out there and I had a female spokesperson and I wanted a male spokesperson. So besides myself. So let's create male spokesperson. Base model is always Flux right now. I don't know if others will have that. And then you're going to choose and create your data set. Now you can upload images by clicking here. Or no, I'm sorry. You can choose another image group that you've already used. Or you can click the plus and add images. All right. So you can have a library of images that you uploaded. So those are all images I uploaded. Or you can go to creations and find images of the person or people through all of your different images that you have. So here is where I went through to create my images for my female spokesperson and my male spokesperson. I had quite a few here. I created a bunch of these. Now, here's the deal. I want to create a look for the spokesperson. I didn't have to do a LoRA at first. When I trained LoRA, I trained her on several different images. And so I'll do the same thing here because these guys might look alike, but they're not all the same. I'm just going to go through and select some of these nicer ones. So I'll add those out there, and then I'm going to add more images because the more you have, the better. Okay, so I've got face, got male spokesperson, I've got images, and now I'm going to type in my trigger word. So this will be male dash spokesperson. All right, now notice when you use it, what you do is you say like a photo of trigger, and you put the less than and greater than symbol around your caption. Okay, then you have to confirm that you agree to all these terms and conditions. Absolutely no NSFW creations are allowed, and it's going to cost you 2 fine-tuning credits, which I have 17 fine-tuning credits remaining. They give you stuff all the time, these credits and stuff. So you hit start, and here it's going out there to train it, and you can come back and check this later. When it's done, it'll go from training to ready. Now we have our male spokesperson ready. So we hit use this model, because remember, we came from the create, and then we browsed all models, and so now we have Flux male spokesperson and that is what we need to put into the prompt. So this is always going to use Flux, so it doesn't matter what you choose up here, because that is part of this process where I chose this one. Okay, so face presets, let's try cartoon, see what happens. And this is a man. If you put a start image, it doesn't change too much from it, but I want to create 9, and I want to create them one-on-one. I'll leave all that alone, and let's go create. It'll always show you how many you're going to spend, 9 credits for one creation of 9 images, but it'll break those up. You'll see those here in a minute. Which up here in the right corner, it's going to tell you that it's running. When it's completed, it will go away. Here are the images it took and made just cartoon faces for that LoRA. And so it shows you all 9 first. Then you can scroll down here and you can just keep clicking on it. I think those look pretty neat. All right, now those aren't always perfect, but let's go in and look at, use this, but we'll use this guy for what I did yesterday. First thing I did is I went in and I created this off of my LoRA, and I'll just take you through some of the images that it created. To create the prompt that I used for it, you can just scroll down and you can, here's the text prompt that I used. And so I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to click done here, and I'm going to go back here and edit the prompt. Okay, so I copy my prompt in there, still using the male spokesperson. And so I'm going to want 9 images. Now here's the prompt. A man, and then because you need to use it in a certain format here with LoRA and a version behind it, you can scroll down, and below the prompt it'll say insert model tokens, and here it'll have your model token, and copy that, and then you can just paste it in there. So a man, and then your LoRA trigger word, wearing a lab coat, standing and looking straight at the camera, because I want to do straight at camera is very important, because I want it to be able to move the mouth right. Then I say behind him, so I describe the background then, and that's where I put all the different bots. Want to choose out here 1 by 1, 16 by 9, and so I created a 16:9 of the one I had yesterday. If you want to do reels, choose 9 by 16. So you get that type of format. So then I hit create, and it says, oh, I have missing model tokens. Something's wrong. So I'm going to cancel. And, oh, because I copied mine, the prompt has Dale Ollie in it. So it'll always tell you what's right and what's wrong. So I need to go replace that. Okay, now let's create. All right, so it's going to cost 9. So let's see what the male spokesperson's model is going to look like compared to mine. I'm sure mine is going to be much better. Okay, so here's the first prompt. Now notice I'm not looking straight forward. I went through this same setup. So for the most part, you know, it's not going to give you everything that you want on the first time. Let's go back and look how I changed it next. See, there is, what's funny is, here's the first one that it did with that. Here's the first one that it did with me. That's pretty funny. Here's the second one that I went through, and it did better. It got closer. Now let's look at the prompt for this one. Wearing a lab coat and looking straight at the camera. So again, this didn't work like I wanted it to. And then I went out and I said I wanted to create I put the same thing in there, but I put in a starting image of my female spokesperson. And surprisingly, it came up with some pretty nice hairband pictures of me. And then threw in the good one every once in a while. Of course, not looking straightforward, that I could use too much hair for me. So, and that's way too much hair for me. So, what did I do next? I went in and I created another one just to see if I could tell it, remove the blonde hair of the start image and use the man's balding hair. Well, it just doubled down on the blonde hair, like the hairnet there, and that looks really nice. That looks Road Warriors. So, but I got this one. This one was the saving of what I was doing. So I took this image and I wanted to use it as my start image. So now I go. So the prompt I used for that one used this image that I just did. I just put it into the start image. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this start image with the new male spokesperson and see what happens. Because then it shouldn't give the blonde hair around it. So I'm going to choose a start image. It'll bring up that art out of my creations. That's where I want to go, is to my creations. And I want to use, let's see, where's the blonde hair? Here we go. So the last blonde hair one, this one right here, that was the one that had the one that I used as a start image. So I'll click done there. So there's my start image. I can do some things with that if I want to. I haven't played around with that yet, but let's go back to, okay. So now let's run this with my start image. So there it goes. If it's using a start image, it'll pulse that onto the screen. So when it's done, let's see. So it shows you all 9, and you can just click the arrow down below. I think that's looking better from the model that I'm wanting. So it gives me different ones to choose from. So he looks too sober there. Now that one looks nice. You've got a real person in the background, working, which usually represents the spokesperson. And then you've got what the models this time are facing forward instead of away like an army. Let's look at the other ones and see. See how they're all facing like an army? So that one is close, but too somber. So I like this one because it's got a slight smile, and I can click it now, so it will always show up in my creations as the image that I wanted to use. Now, so I'm going to take this image, and I'm going to click more, and I'm going to download this image so it goes into my download folder, because now I've got the image that I want to use for the video. So I'm going to go over and I'm going to use that in a Hedra. Different packages. Basically, for 1 minute video, it's going to cost you $3. So there may be, and that's if you buy it at the professional level. It gets more expensive as you go down through here. Let's go over to video, and you go to hedra.com, hedra.com. And so when I hit video, I want to create a video. Now I'm going to go out and I'm going to upload my image. There's the image. Okay, it gives me the option here to create this video as landscape or portrait. Next thing is I need an audio script. So what you can do is you can upload audio script. You can do text to speech, and you can choose the voice that's out there of all the canned voices. You can do all the voices by just going down like this. It's just a different look. So, and you can search it for people too. Okay, I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to click X out of that, and then I'm going to hit audio script again. And if you've got something that does that, great. Or you can click record audio. And what you can do here is once you press this button and you record your audio, that's basically how long your video is going to be. And in the free version, it says you can only put in 20 seconds, but it's really more like 17 and a half seconds. So because I cut off some words and stuff when I was at 18 seconds. What do I want to record? Well, I went out to ChatGPT and used the perfect prompt creator. I was playing around with it. So I uploaded an image of a humanoid robot. And I said, give me a prompt to recreate this image. Sometimes you can't always see what there is in NightCafe. People will hide their images when you go to explore, but you can always just download that image and ask it to give you a prompt for it. So this is where I got the futuristic cybernetic control center. That's how I use that in my prompt of what I wanted my background to be. Then I told it to provide me with a video script about tech-savvy digital labs and their ability to automate the creation of social media calendars, schedule and post with your approval, persona, style, and brand. We also do a comprehensive branding strategy reports that will amaze you. Okay, so that's the prompt I gave it. And yes, I'm a perfect prompt creator. I wanted to see the video script. It came and gave me scenes and everything, which was awesome. What I did from that is I took it, I did a copy. I then opened up my notepad And I copied that in here for the scenes. I then went in and I stripped out everything. I have everything here. So let's record this. What I did was I split my screen so I could read this. I then went in also, and in Notepad you can go to View and Zoom. Because I'm the old guy, I wanted to zoom in. So it's Control Plus. So I hit Control Plus until that looked pretty big for me. All right. I then went and I resized my window, and I'm in Hedra now. So it's waiting for me to push the button, and I'm going to record the first couple paragraphs and see what I have there. Welcome to Tech Savvy Digital Labs, where your brand meets the future of digital automation. Tired of manually creating posts, juggling calendars, or missing your brand's magic online? We automate it all, from crafting compelling content to scheduling posting and optimizing every message, tailored to your persona, style, and brand voice. Okay, so I do that, and notice it tells me audio longer than 20 seconds cannot be processed. Now that is just because I'm in the free version. But if you want to listen to it, you can still listen to it. You can go out here and you can move it. Say you started late, you can move it over here too. That's when I went in and created. Basically what I did was I went in and I cut it up into different sections. I decided I wanted to use AI from the old guy because that's the persona that I'd like to present for myself from now on. I split that up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different 20-second sound bites that I could make into videos. I'm going to go in here and delete this one, and I'm going to go back and record what I used yesterday. Hi, this is AI from the old guy, where your brand meets the future of digital automation. Tired of manually creating posts, juggling calendars, or missing your brand's magic online? We automate it all, from crafting compelling content to scheduling, posting, and optimizing every message, tailored to your persona, style, and brand voice. So now that's at 1950. It's ready to go. I just wanted to do it myself and get a little bit more feelings into it. Now that I have that done, I can do a voice changer if I want to. I can go out there and have that done by all the different voices. I can remove the background sounds. So when you're ready, you click Add to Video. So I went in and I took my original prompt that I used for the image and I pasted that in, and then I made some changes. So I changed the beginning with the emphasis of the man for the video. So a man with a friendly, empathetic look with hand, head, and eye movement. And then I wanted to describe the background. Behind him is a futuristic cybernetic control center filled with humanoid robots seated looking at their monitors and typing on their keyboards, each operating glowing digital control panel. The robots have sleek, and so it just keeps on. I use the rest of that to describe them, although I changed the beginning there to give it, I wanted to tell what they were doing. I wanted their hands to be on the keyboard, and I wanted them looking at the monitor and moving their heads and eyes and such. Then you could do the paid version. You'll have other options, but Hedra Character 3 is what comes with a free version that you can do probably 3 20-second videos to play around with it. Well, then you just push this red button to generate it. It's going to cost 134 credits. They'll give you 300 credits to start off with if your times aren't right. You just click that and start going. So when that's all completed, it's going to put your video library. You don't have to stay there, and it will come up. Then you download it and upload it wherever you want. I hope that helps. If you've got questions, just put them in the comments. Thank you. Hi, this is AI from the Old Guy, where your brand meets the future of digital automation. Tired of manually creating posts, juggling calendars, or missing your brand's magic online? We automate it all, from crafting compelling content to scheduling, posting, and optimizing every message tailored to your persona, style, and brand voice.